I am not leading this, y'all. Don't put this on me. Hey,
it's okay. What's up? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. All right, so tonight we are bringing you a double feature. I am your boy Cadence, and welcome to Geekin Out. You make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the things for
Bells,
the show.
buttons,
Share it
whistles, telegraph, pigeons.
Turn your notifications on so you don't miss us. And yeah, keep up with us. Keep up with us. How's everybody doing tonight?
it's Monday.
High energy, everyone.
Yeah, it's I'm getting spring fever, and it's almost spring break. It's the week before spring break for me. So I'm surviving right now.
So are you going on a cruise, right?
I'm going on a cruise.
Oh, that'll be great.
Blessing.
Yes. Which means there's work to be done before it happens.
For sure.
Trying to get that taken care of too.
You guys might see my sugar crash as this episode progresses.
Oh no!
It's the only thing keeping me awake right now. My Mickey Mouse cup full of soda.
Come on, Mickey Mouse. All right. Well, these are my lovely co-hosts here, starting with my left or my right, whichever way I look to y'all.
Yep, that's me. Lucio Man, or at Lucio Man 79 on all this stuff. Bringing the medium energy today, guys. And here's Ricky.
Hey everyone, I'm Ricky Z. You can find me at RickyZ_social on Twix and Instagram, and you can find me at Ricky_ZTV on TikTok. And on Wednesdays, you can find me on Scream Queens.
Oh yeah. I'm Tamon Kane. You can find me here on Geeking Out and all social media and on Scream Kings.
Yeah.
It's okay. Excitement. Okay, so we've got some big episodes to cover for both shows. So we did something a little different tonight. We're going to be talking about Daredevil, as you can see. And our lovely co-hosts down below are going to be talking about Wheel of Time. Okay? So real quick, does anybody have anything that they are geeking out about today, this week?
I want to support Cat Graham and watch Duplicity, but it's a Tyler Perry film.
I watched it.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
Her wig was good. I don't know if I can say that. I think that all her time on Vampire Diaries really didn't strengthen her skill that much. I don't want to say that, but it wasn't bad though. Everybody should watch it. I did not hate I did not feel like my time was wasted.
I've enjoyed her in her Netflix
holiday specials.
Yeah, her little holiday things on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. She looked amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I also have low expectations for Tyler Perry films. So
I mean, it's true to form. I mean, this is better than some of the other things that he's put out. But the third act, the finale was something else. But you should definitely watch it. It was worth a watch.
I just, I think I just need her to find her another TV series that.
Or Honey. Do a Honey movie again.
No, because that one was that. The action she had for Honey just makes me cringe. I love Cat Graham. I think she's great.
We love you,
I just, I was already not excited about this film. Maybe because I'm never excited about Tyler Perry films. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not. You will not take my black card for that. So, so that's my feelings on that. And so, so supporting her by watching this film has been low on my list of things to do. Oh, what's her name? Megan Tandy from
Batwoman and a few other things. They were best friends in this, so
yeah. So I don't know.
He was really good, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just, maybe we just need some better projects.
That's actually all that the problem is, because everybody, the cast was there. They looked good. They acted well. The cast was great.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm so sorry. Listen, y'all know that I travel for work, and this hotel internet has been doing me the worst.
No.
Okay, this trip has not been the move for internet. Okay, I'm struggling. Okay, I'm so sorry, but I'm back. And what's this movie called with this Cat Graham and Tyler Perry?
Deception.
Duplicity.
Yeah.
Deception. Disgrace.
Okay. All right,
I have a show. My daughter and I started watching. Well, we've been kind of like on and off watching this anyway. Staged. It was apparently a 2020 to 2023 show. So it was filmed during COVID. David Tennant and Michael Sheen, and it's literally just them talking to. It's basically talking to each other over Skype or Zoom. Or
not Michael Sheen.
It's just. It's so. It's this energy that I have right now. It's so like middle energy. It's a lot of them just talking to each other. I really like the dynamic of the two actors. Like they were in what's that, Good Omens together. I think David Tennant was one of the villains in the Jessica Jones show.
Yes, he was. Yeah, the guy in the purple suit.
Oh, he was good too. Mind control guy.
That's what I heard. Yeah. So I haven't seen all of Jessica Jones. But yeah, it's like real understated most of the time. It's a lot of it's very BBC. It's so BBC. It's a lot of talking. It's them. I think the premise is they were supposed to do a stage show, but it got obviously canceled for COVID. And so the director's like a new guy. So he's like, can we do something? And so he's like, can we practice over Skype so that when this is done, we can go straight into it? We'll be the only entertainment in town. And not knowing, it's going to be more than a couple months. But yeah, it's super understated. Okay. So it's so this level right now.
I don't know. That might be something I turn off for background noise.
Hey, you know what? That's great. And
that sounds like a comfort show.
I am a fan of like talking head type stuff, just because like if you want to write, just expose yourself to people conversing in as many ways as possible. Like go to places where teenagers talk, go to places where old people talk. Like look at this, like two bland British people talking to each other. Also British. I think one's Welsh and one's Scottish. Yeah. But it's fun. It's good. It's good fun.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna come up with some words here that if you hear it, take a drink. Okay?
I'm just gonna drink my drink. So whatever.
Just gonna drink the drink. But no. So we're gonna use Daredevil from last time for sure.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. But for Wheel of Time, we'll use Eye to Eye. Is that fair?
No, we're never going to say that.
No.
Why would you say that?
Not for this episode, no.
Okay, what's something from this episode I got for us? A keyword.
Ran.
Wheel
or ran.
Wheel. Okay. Wow. Wheel is intense. Okay.
All right.
The wheel it is. Wheel and Daredevil.
All right, let's do it.
Right. Okay. So we did a quiz. I just want to go ahead and do that part. I know we're not doing Wheel of Time until after, but we did a quiz for which Aja power we would fall under. So did everybody get a chance to complete it?
Yeah.
Okay,
and,
perfect.
Can I just say that some of these are spot on?
You said what?
Some of these
I've noticed a theme.
I anticipated that they would be fairly.
What do we think they're going to be?
Saman, I'm gonna say that you are a red Aja. Ricky, I would say that you are. What is it? Is it the brown ones?
They have brown ones.
They do have brown ones. Yes. There's a brown.
What's wrong with brown?
There's some browns.
Theo, I think you might be green. I think you give me green.
He's the wheel.
That's power, baby.
I'm the dragon. I'm the dragon reborn.
All right, so let's get into these results and see what we're working with here in this group.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, I am your white Aja. Maybe you've been called an ice queen. Maybe expressing your emotions can be difficult. I really think you would have felt more under this too. And understanding the cacophony of others' wild emotional life even harder. Regardless of the reasons why, you're known for being calm, quiet, even soothing, and you make sure you are always there to shelter the ones you care about. You're interested in asking deep questions and talking about your favorite theories or philosophies, and puzzles of all types are one of your favorite things. You're not satisfied with easy answers and are always questioning and critically examining everything. And yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I am Gray. You've been told all your life you'd make a great lawyer. I doubt that. No, that's actually true. You're incredibly detailed, oriented, and careful. Strongly value being as accurate and precise as possible. Maybe you're a middle child. Nope. But if not, you're a great negotiator anyway. Diplomacy and mediation are second nature to you. Creative problem solving is one of your talents, and you're always the person in the group who can be counted on to get things done. This is not very much me. I would never consider
that top part.
I would not consider myself a lawyer type, and I'm only detail oriented in things that have nothing to do with my own things. So
that's how life works, though, Ricky.
It is.
The ADHD in me does not let me do that.
Oh yeah,
understood.
And
what percentage is true, Ricky? You think to you?
I would say like 35% of this, maybe. If you squint. If you squint.
What about you, Cam? What would you give your percentage?
I'd say I would give at least about 80%. Mm-hmm. I don't know about. I'm not always gonna be the most calm, but I do try to keep a level head in a lot of situations. But there are times where the emotions are heightened, baby. Mm-hmm. Forget all the stuff you're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, I say definitely about 80%.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what my questions did. Which question messed me up on this? Because I don't know. Maybe because I chose wine as my drink of choice.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the one that did it.
That's it. That's the one. All right.
Yes, come on.
Oh, called that one.
Usually any of the controversial responses, like results we ever done, come on.
Did you name him as Kingpin last time?
Huh?
On the last quiz, did you guys call him out as Tamana as Kingpin?
I called him Fisk. Yeah, I knew he was gonna be upset. He'll probably get like Fisk or something.
That's what I got too.
Yeah.
You very much value your independence, yes, but you have a circle of close friends to who you connect with on a deep, intimate level, yes. They're really the only people you know truly understand you, yes. You're singularly focused and goal-oriented, yes, but can be strict and harsh with yourself, yes, and others, yes. You value your reputation and can be little self-conscious, but generally the respect you have from your peers is well earned, yes. You'd rather be skilled than lucky, yes, and value tactics over brute strength. 100% correct.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the one I would want to be too. So that's my girl right there.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Yeah.
I hope my sorting hat works.
I like how everybody else is like muted colors and then Tamon.
Contrasted with my white.
We got a nice coven so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a brown.
You also like this is again. See my low energy picture. Literally
I don't know why
my
I
computer.
didn't call you Brown. I should have known. I should have called you Brown, not Ricky. But
one of the oldest colors for sure.
Brown.
Sometimes you read it out loud. I can't wait for this.
A walking, talking encyclopedia, and like Belle, Rory, Hermione, or Varen, you always got your nose buried in a good book. Endlessly curious, you're also extremely good at pattern recognition and can be incredibly perceptive and insightful. More than anything else, you love to learn and want to absorb as much information as you can.
What percentage?
Yeah. Like 99.999.
Exactly.
Now I want to redo mine. This is bullshit. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Continue. I'm gonna come up with my redo.
What were you thinking, Ricky? What were you thinking?
What do gray Ajas do?
I have no damn clue, but that was not me at all. That was not me at all.
Okay, Cam, what do white Ajas do besides be racist?
Listen, all I know is they are in the show and they are present.
Wow.
And they are protective and they are helpful.
How we don't know what they do though?
I just told you what they do. They're protective and they are helpful.
I'm trying to find out what these.
I mean, like what they like their particular their particular element.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm working on it because y'all playing. Y'all don't know nothing.
Pull up the wiki.
There's 700 books in this series, man. Come on.
Show me colors. What's wrong with y'all?
I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, here we go. Let's see. If I have to see a wounded animal, I would
pull it up, Ricky. Pull it up on the screen. Take it live.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, so now I want to redo it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna redo it.
We'll tell you what we picked in those moments too.
Oh Lord. Okay, here we go.
I wish I would have got Black Aja. Billy, which Aja you are? Because that statement, I don't know if I like that.
Is it called Black Aja?
Yeah, you would Cam. Go ahead.
What's Black Aja's powers? Don't say lightning because that's not okay.
That's racist. They have lightning powers.
Golly. All right, here we go. All right, mine. Ready? Okay, what trait do you most admire in a coworker? I had initially said...
Oh, these are randomized on the page. That's interesting.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I had initially said adaptable.
Oh, that's a good one. That was one of my choices.
I picked engaged.
I put Jesus, stop moving.
All right.
I picked thoughtful.
I picked thoughtful also.
No, I'm gonna pick thoughtful now too.
So you have honest employees that are honestly terrible.
No, I really do admire like someone that's adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
I need someone to go with the flow with me. All right, what quality do you like most about yourself? Curiosity, intelligence, kindness, humor. I'm not really humorous. Patience, generosity, or work ethic.
What did you pick?
I had initially picked. Was it kindness? I don't remember.
I can see you picking kindness.
I think I
picked intelligence.
I
wanted to pick. Yeah, I wanted to pick humor because I think I'm a funny one. But intelligence is always great too. I love how smart I can be.
I picked curiosity.
We know.
Yeah. No, I picked patience. That's what I picked. I picked patience.
Oh God. Do kindness.
Yeah, I'm gonna do kindness.
Still gonna be great, but whatever.
Shut up. You see a wounded animal.
Question.
Okay, so I had picked. So it says
leave it alone.
No, you see what I mean. Nurture the health and release it back to the wild. Google what to do.
That's why you got prayed. It's crazy.
No, I got called animal control.
Oh, I took it to the vet.
You volunteer. I don't volunteer to animal shop. And I'm not healing. I'm not taking it as a pet. I'm sorry, y'all. Those animal lovers. See, okay, I'm gonna Google it because that's exactly what I would do.
I found our definitions, by the way. So
okay, I'm gonna Google.
Yeah, I got more insight.
Mm-hmm.
You're confronted by a white cloak. You stare him down silently and wait to see what
I wasn't
he does
sure
next.
on this one what I should
ignore him completely, like he doesn't exist. tie him up with a weave of air and walk away like a queen you are.
That's what I
Acknowledge
did.
him
That's
and move
what I
on
did.
quickly. Provoke him into a fight you can easily win. Check to see if anyone noticed you, then bind him with the power and leave him.
That's what I did.
That's what I did too. Mock him openly.
Absolutely. I wish they had killed him quickly, but I would have did that, but that wasn't there.
I tied him up with a weave of air and walked away.
Better than me. I would have snapped his neck with a weird
that worst picture of the top stand.
Okay, so let's see. Acknowledge him but move quickly.
No, ma'am, you're out of it.
Look, but
that's fine. If you want to keep it pushing, girl, keep it pushing.
Right,
just know that one day he's going to kill somebody, and it's going to be your fault.
Well,
that's what my thinking is. Let me nip this in the bud.
Okay, you encounter someone who can channel set in. Befriend them. You're probably having a hard time. They're probably having a hard time. Capture them. Help them hide their channeling abilities. Bond them as your warder.
That's what I did.
Observe them to determine if they're actually. I put observe them to determine if they're actually a threat.
That's what I did.
Gentle them.
Oh, I captured them.
Report the location and identity to the tower. I'm not gonna be a snitch.
Yeah, okay.
I enslaved them and made them
until your family's in jeopardy, and now this because he's gone mad.
He works for me.
I think I might bond them as my warder.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's intense.
That's what I did.
Okay. My favorite subject.
Gentle him, kill
him. So there's social studies, math, so literature, science, language, foreign language, PE, and art. Mine was art. Well, and art. I was a music major. I was a band kid.
I picked literature.
I did too.
Science.
All right, choose a place. I picked cafe.
I like that one.
Beach.
I thought about that one.
Woods. Normally I would pick the big beach too, but I've been irritable lately, so I don't know. Being hot for too long. Museum, mountains, beach, home, gym.
Beach.
I like museums, but I picked home because I wasn't lying to myself.
That was my second.
If my home was like this, I'd probably stay home too, honestly. I'm gonna pick home. I really am a homebody though.
Oh, super duper.
All right. Juice, soft drink.
No, you gotta pick wine again. You have to pick wine again.
Because that is the thing that made you gray.
I think that was coffee.
I choose juice.
All right, so
water.
Oh.
I wish I wanted to pick water, but I was like, that's a lie. I don't drink this whole bottle. It'll take me one day to finish this bottle. And I know it's not enough.
So the quote. So I picked, we cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created them.
That's what I picked.
I picked that one too.
I think I picked.
Can I keep that one? Because I really like that one. Where is it?
The curiosity one or the love one? Curiosity will conquer fear even more than bravery will, or love is friendship that has caught fire.
The next one I thought about choosing was injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, but I felt like those two were fairly similar.
Yeah, I'm gonna do I'm gonna keep my same solve problem one. All right, ready?
Okay, go ahead. You got one more question.
Finally, how do you fight your battles?
Easy.
Okay, so I put by analyzing information.
That feels right.
Relying on my training, supporting the front lines with strategy and tactics, communication.
I think I picked tactics.
Yeah, me too.
How else? By fighting, by avoiding them in the first place. Honestly, it's either between by avoiding them in the first place or by analyzing information.
Avoiding.
Okay, cool. That's how I feel. All right, let's do
Gray.
Brown.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Brown.
All right, let's get some definitions. Okay, let's start with brown.
All right.
Brown Ajas. Jesus, what? How did you scroll? Okay. Focuses on gathering and preserving knowledge. They are the fourth largest Aja and are governed by a ruling council, the head of which is called the first Black chair, Jesse Bilal. And the current first chair is the librarians of the Tower of the Library. Are mostly brown sisters. Okay, so you guys work in the library.
That sounds great.
Okay, I'm the media center.
Cam was white Aja.
We're the smallest.
Focus on making the wheel great again. It focuses on the logic and philosophy. They are the smallest Aja and the leader's title of the first Resoner. The current first Resoner is Ferran. White sisters rarely bond wardens, and apparently they have no eyes and ears.
Let me take this quiz again.
Everybody can get a redo. Red Aja focuses on castigating. I don't know what that means. Castigating the wrong and dangerous use of one power. Exactly. You're not going to abuse it. Of the one power, which mostly consists of capturing male channelers and bringing them to the tower for gentling. Also, it means, especially in the past, to search and eradicate any group of female channelers who gather outside of the White Tower law, period. They are the largest Aja and approximately 200 sisters, comprising of 1/5 of all Aes Sedai. The leader title is highest, and at the time of the last battle, it was Testuma Wrath. Red sisters, bond, no wardens, because we don't need nobody. What was your favorite character? She was a Red Sedai. Cam, what was her name? Leandria. That's her name.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, you loved her, right?
Leandria? No.
Leandria. We was ready for
I want her dead. I want her dead.
She's a red Aja. Now I got a ride to be on her side the whole season.
Okay. All right. So that was fun. Good quiz. So let's do a quick little break, and then we come back and dive into some Daredevil. Yeah.
We start to see some more of these tropes come in, especially when we get to the 90s and the late 2000s. My favorite one is the Mammy and eventually the magical Negro. And eventually we'll talk about that when we talk about some of my favorite fantasy characters. So like in particular, if you guys ever watch Vampire Diaries, Bonnie Bennett, I like to call her the ultimate, and I love this character, but it makes me sad because she's the ultimate Mammy magical Negro. And so when we talk about these tropes, we're talking about how these Black characters are written to support, help, to guide their white counterparts in the story. And we see it all throughout literature, and we see it in some of our movies, and we see it through our TV shows. That was last week's episode of Scream Kings, where I hosted and I talked about Black women in fantasy and sci-fi. And of course, I have to talk about Bonnie Bennett and her treatment, as well as I did get to dig into Abby Mills a little bit, which,
You did.
I did.
She deserves.
You know what? I'm going to make us watch Sleepy Hollow because I need to.
That's a good one. That would be a good one.
Just a rewatch because I stopped watching after Abby Mills left.
Oh no, I finished it.
I unfortunately did not finish it. I was
so upset. I was so upset. I did not want to do it. I was pissed. Okay, I did not want to give my views, my coins, nothing.
Started watching it after she left, but I didn't finish that season. It just started to get real crazy, and I was like, okay.
I kind of wanted
y'all
them to fail. That's why.
They were just making stuff up. They were.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Katrina never turned all the way up how she needed to. I was just disappointed. She never turned up.
That's the ooh. Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Nobody cares. All right. So, Daredevil, episode 3. So episode 3 covers the trial of White Tiger, known as Ayala, something Ayala.
Hector Ayala, is that right?
Van Zant.
White Tiger. And so the trial of White Tiger. And Hector you Ayala. Also get to see more Victor. Is Victor?
Hector Ayala.
Hector Ayala. Okay, Hector Ayala, and then you also are simultaneously seeing Fisk as mayor and him starting to kind of, I guess you could say, find his footing, or what have you, with Flo. And again, it's very relative to today's political climate, almost identical. But anywho, so you deal with that, and then the struggle with his relationship with Vanessa and why she, got her little side piece while he was in jail. And he feels some type of way about that, had that man killed back in episode 2. So you get to kind of see a little bit more of the aftermath of those things. So with the trial, you have the witness that Matt just knew was going to steal the deal, get Hector off easy peasy by confessing that he was an informant for the police who were manhandling him in the subway, which even got us here to begin with. So he gets up there, he's intimidated. They tried to get to him to kill him, to be clear, but they unfortunately were not successful. And when he got on that stand, he got intimidated and he lied under oath, saying that, he didn't know the officers, was not an informant, none of that jazz. So Matt stuck between a rock and a hard place. So he pulls a hat trick. The very thing that he fought so hard or made a point to try and have excluded was the fact that Hector was a vigilante and that he's White Tiger. So the very thing that he fought to try not to happen, he put it in the ring. He put it on the floor. He revealed in the middle of court that Ayala was White Tiger in order to develop a characterization of who he is and why he did not commit this crime of intentionally murdering an officer. And so with that, after, he gets criticized by the opposing attorney and the judge for being a hypocrite, for having it excluded and then bringing it up, you get these reports from police officers who he's saved. You get reports from other people that he's saved, from whether it be sexual assaults to kidnappings to criminals potentially getting ready to kill an officer in line of duty, things of that nature. You get all these people recounting these events and reading the reports that were given in court in order to try and, convince the jury that he was not guilty. And we go through all that. Lo and behold, he is not guilty. So he gets off free of charge. And Fisk hears about this and he's not having it. He gets on TV and he denounces the trial's results and vows to uphold his anti-vigilante stance that he made during his campaign, and saying that justice will be carried out. And shortly after that message gets delivered, Hector was specifically told after the trial, like, you can't go back into the streets as White Tiger. Everybody knows who he is. It's stupid. Don't do it. He does it anyway. Right after Fisk delivers this message on television, where that's how they make it seem, how they shot it. Somebody walks up to him, boom, point blank, straight ahead. White Tiger's dead.
Yep.
And
what was that person wearing? What was that person wearing on the chest?
I'm about to tell you. So he had on a t-shirt with the symbol of Punisher.
Yep.
Yeah.
That scene where they're intimidating the witness. Not intimidating, but he's like, you can tell he's intimidated. Like, you can see there's a cop that leans over, he has that Punisher thing on him, and like you can see all the cops are like whispering amongst each other, kind of thing. It's
yeah. Yeah, so there's some sort of I guess Punisher fanatic imitator kind of vibe going on.
Yeah, that would never happen in real life.
Yeah, and it's some kind of like cult vibe that you get from it. With the
totally fictional. Totally fictional.
Right. But they're police officers, and they're other people, that are a part of this little, I guess, Punisher group.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
like a gang, like a gang.
Yeah, a gang,
within the
a Punisher. Just a undersection of,
yes.
There's no such thing as police officers who like to do things completely wrong and criminal. Yeah, that's totally a falsehood. But that's the main meaty part of episode 3. We get to see, like I said, a little bit more of the Fisk and Vanessa dynamic and where they are now. And you kind of get a little bit more character background on the both of them, especially with Vanessa and the reason why she says that she cheated in therapy. I think that was this episode. What's the episode for?
It's the next episode, but they keep touching on it. Like they're dancing around it till middle of episode 4.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll leave that for you.
They're not saying things. They're saying not saying things.
Yeah, so you slowly start to kind of peel back some more of those layers of those characters, which I think is really cool. I still think that the interviews or the street interviews during the episode are very unique and kind of cool as well. I feel like it really kind of grounds the episodes and the series as a whole. You don't get very much action in episode 3. It's really more so focused on the trial and the urge to figure out a balance between Fisk's old habits and his way of life, and Vanessa still wanting to kind of uphold that and carry the torch on, but him just being like, that's totally above me or below me. I'm not gonna engage in that. If they want to kill each other, let them kill each other, let them do whatever they want, and we'll get to some form of peace afterwards, but I can't be involved in that, don't want to be. And she's looking at it like, all my hard work that I put in while you were in jail, you saying fuck that? Oh, we got problems. And so that's a part of, sorry, I'm
no, good town, man. The curse was the least controversial of the things that said so far.
But you have that understanding of what they're kind of experiencing in a relationship, and then you still are, of course, dealing with some of Matt's grief and anxiety from losing Foggy and trying to figure out what his role is moving forward.
Yeah. You bring up, and I mean, so Billy Berserker said in the chat, lots of drama this season, more than I remember for the Netflix series, and you bring up that there's a lot less action than we've seen in the previous series. I really kind of like this. The first series, I literally would go make a sandwich or look at my phone, oh, okay, Matt's getting his butt kicked again. All right, that's gonna be another 4 minutes. I'll come back in a little bit, kind of thing. Because for the most part, it's okay, so he's gonna tomorrow in court, he's gonna be beat up. That's what's gonna happen. For this, they're really leaning heavily into writing strong dialogue, and it's been I think it's super engaging. I think that this is kind of more reminiscent than to the last couple of episodes of the last season, which I think were some of their stronger episodes, where it's a lot of weight in the episodes. Because and also they were at that point they're building up. We built up 3 seasons of tension into this last couple episodes, and we're kind of sitting there just on episode 3. I think that's great.
Yeah. I do like that. This particular season, I feel, is written a little differently, but in a way that intrigues me. It doesn't completely turn me off. Like I said, the action portion and the whole will he, won't he, what's going to be his motivation to put the suit back on this time and on. I'm just can we just get in and be locked in? But I get it. We're probably hopefully this will be the last time we have to go through this journey of what it means to have Daredevil, what it means to have him present in the streets, and what his purpose is in his vigilantism.
Yeah. And we're seeing in the first first series, Matt Murdock lost a lot of he was constantly losing, right? They lost witnesses, they lost cases. There's just a constant downward spiral that kind of leaned up a tiny bit at the end. This is kind of the other way because they managed to successfully bring a witness that 100% police were trying to kill. They managed to get him almost seamlessly to the courthouse. Barring the, and even his gambit where he's like, oh, we're gonna reveal this thing that I had stricken earlier. We're gonna reveal this, and that goes exactly as he needed it to.
It did, yeah.
I think this is. I think it's spectacular. I think I'm really enjoying this season.
Yeah, to win and still lose.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I was very. It's like I knew it was going to happen, but it's still are you kidding me?
Yeah. And it's that end, the end of episode. And you said, what is it? He's told, you can't go back to being White Tiger. You can't do this for a lot of reasons. And the number one being that the police were going to kill him first chance they got. But he does have that dialogue with Matt where Hector says, I didn't choose this. It chose me. I can't not be this because this is just a part of who I am, which is one of the things that Matt Murdock was struggling in the first series. And we can see that as much as he's trying not to right now, he is struggling with that same thing right now. He knows we're seeing the system works, but it's not working. And so we can see that he's oh, it's time to go back to punching bad guys again.
Yeah, he's. But I'll let you unpack episode 4, and then we can really kind of marry everything together. But no, I definitely feel like I already know, 1, he's gonna end up putting back the costume back on, and 2, his girlfriend is definitely dead. It's okay.
Also, he's Catholic, just so you know.
That's an easy call. Hands down. He's gonna.
What if he does not put the suit on this season?
He's going to. Especially at the end of episode 4. He's putting the suit on. It's happening.
He was practicing at the end of episode 4. You're right. Okay.
Yeah. He's gonna put it back on. She's gonna die. That's the whole. I feel like that's the whole point about that foreboding meeting that they had in episode. Was that 1 or 2? 2. I think it was 2, where they sat down in the diner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's 2.
Yeah, that was episode 2.
Really good, great scene.
Yeah, when they sat down in the diner and had that kind of heart to heart and that little forewarning kind of moment. It's already the foreshadow was there. It's been written. I can see it like the writings on the wall.
That scene was great. Going back to that scene, that's just them going, I'm gonna beat you up. I'll beat you up. I'll beat you up.
If you do it, don't.
Oh, so good. All right, so episode 4. So then, in episode 3, we see White Tiger get killed by that guy with the Punisher logo on his chest. And so that next episode starts. Episode 4 starts with Matt Murdock at the coroner's office. The coroner's packing all this guy's stuff away. Also, how do you not palm that? Wouldn't you be tempted to palm a magic amulet?
Absolutely.
I'm doing my job. Let me
borrow this.
Also,
I'll hold this.
Yeah,
a memento.
I looked up what White Tiger's powers are. There's a bunch of them, but the number 1 is you just get to know all the martial arts ever.
Fine.
Yeah, so good. You just get all.
I'm wearing the amulet. I'm wearing it. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. You don't need it no more.
But apparently, it drives you, the presence of the tiger god drives you, not insane, but it wears on you. And his okay, so we see the ramifications. The coroner is just I don't have any other information besides the body that came in. And his niece is I know the cops did it. Come on, we're not stupid here. His niece, the character's name is apparently Angela Del Toro, who apparently is one of the White Tigers. So she's the niece. Yeah, she does become one of the White Tigers. After this, Matt Murdock has a meeting with a repeat offender named Leroy. Leroy's real combative when he gets assigned the blind attorney. He's assistant. He's real. This guy's a character.
It's Billy's fault. It's Billy's fault. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, what did Billy? No, put that up there. That's great. Can we click that? Let me see. How's that work? There we go. It says, my luck, I would know the martial arts, but still have bad knees. Same. I do have bad knees. One of the best things about genetics is you look at your parents and your grandparents, and you're like, that's a problem they both have. And you're like, just start the timer. My dad has bad knees. And I'm just like he was like 45, 50 when he had to have knee surgery. I'm like, getting really close, guys.
No, we come against that. Continue.
Do everything you can. Do everything you can, man. Take care of yourselves. Let's see. So Leroy, real combative. I love this character. This guy's great. This guy's just like so combative. He's insisting on getting a parole. He's like, no, I'm not going for 30 days. I'm not going for 20 days. Get me out of here. And so Murdock goes and like miraculously talks down. He's chatting up a pretty girl is what happens. He's chatting up a pretty girl who's doling out sentences, and he gets her down to 10 days, including the time that he served and the weekend. So he's only going to do a week. And he gets in there. Leroy's pissed, but Leroy gives this great monologue about how he's like, what's the point? Like, what even is the point? Like, I do this. Last time I missed my, I was in and I missed my SSI, his Social Security benefits thing. He's like, it takes forever to get on there. It takes that, and they canceled it. So now it takes me forever to get back on there. So I'm eating trash. So I got busted for stealing fiddle. He never admits that he steals it. So we actually don't know that he stole it or not. But he claims that he bought it last week. Whatever. He stole some fiddle faddle. By the way, fiddle faddle spectacular. He steals fiddle faddle. He's like, yeah, I get tired of eating trash.
That
I want to have
like
something
old people
nice.
Candy.
Like what?
It sounds like old people candy. Fiddle faddle.
It probably is. I'm willing to bet it might predate Cracker Jacks.
Yeah.
Hey, fiddle faddle is delicious.
I know you know. I know. You make it.
Werther's Originals, that bee candy, it's in the bottom of your bucket at Halloween, Chico sticks,
the Chico sticks and butterscotch.
Butterscotch,
yeah.
Werther's Originals, Necco wafers. No, Necco wafers are trash.
That sounds racist too.
So the only thing that I didn't care for with that particular monologue, it was like a trope that you kind of get tired of seeing.
Yep.
I'm really kind of tired of seeing a black man or a black woman have to explain why a certain experience is so different for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, it was part of me. It was like, oh yeah, I get why you were trying to say that you didn't want to do time and blah blah blah, and why you were so adamant. But now you're getting mad at him because he was able to negotiate down the jail time, and then you don't even have to do probation. But there was so much information that just was not there, and it's like you can't commit a crime and then just be like, yeah, you're low-key a career criminal. You have multiple offenses on your record, and you did something that got you put back here. So telling me I want to get off with probation, sir, I got you 10 days where you've already served 7. So you really only have to do 3 more days. And I doubt in those 3 days you're going to miss the appointment that you think you have or may have or whatever the case may be. And then if you had that appointment, you should have thought about that before you did the crime. So it was like a double-edged sword for me, and it was like, I'm so tired of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of seeing this trope.
Yeah, it is that monologue was. So to me, the thing that bothered me is it was great writing, but it paralleled the discussion that, like, the negotiating Matt Murdock was having with the clerk or whoever this lady was. She has some authority. I don't know who this lady was, but so they're going bantering back and forth about how this sentencing works. And the guy knew, like, the guy understood, like, all that once he got in, but he's just being a combative guy before, and then after he gets a sentence, all of a sudden he's a different character. It's like, okay, like, this is a thing that could have been brought up at the beginning, and then it would have been like a more continuation of who this character is, because it was a bit tropey, and it does lean into, like, oh, we're gonna be this character that's like, oh, I'm smart in the system because I've been in the system so many times, kind of thing. It's like, oh, like, come on.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it, because you're trying to kind of, you're also using this show as a vehicle to discuss current societal norms and current societal topics. I get that. I just don't like the way that particular part was executed. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is a lot of we are seeing a lot of they're really, really pushing for Matt to put the suit back on, because it's him seeing, and he even admits at the end, after this whole monologue, he's like, yeah, this system is broken, this is not working the way it's supposed to, I agree, that's not fair. He, like, just again pushing Matt to be like, hey, all this legal stuff that you're doing during the day is great, but it's not solving the problem that you can kind of, like, punch your way through as the Daredevil. Sorry, guys. So after this, we also see, like, parallel to this, Fisk dealing with being the mayor. Fisk as a character is very impatient, I guess. He likes getting things done, but now we see him. He's actually trying to work within the system, and it is a real struggle for him. We also get to see the best scene to me was he goes and watches kids singing "We Built the City," and they're all like, they're doing their best. They're like the elementary school kids singing. Some are not paying attention or singing off key or out of sync with everyone. And he gets up and I was like, he looked bored out of his mind, but he gets up and he, like, applauds everyone. He's like, oh, no more songs. I got to go. Bye. And he goes into his next meeting, which is the Lithuanian something or other celebration.
Yeah, and the Latvian.
Thank you. And they sing him the exact same song in whatever tongue Latvian people speak. And it is absolutely as uncomfortable as it needed to be. He looks so upset as soon as it starts. And I was looking at him, I was like, I just need to see, like, basically sweat pouring down his face, like, trying not to kill people.
But I also think that part of that frustration was, I think, right before that he found out that he couldn't take a certain meeting because that little protege boy,
Daniel Blake,
Daniel Blake, because he leaked some information to his reporter friend BB.
Yeah.
So
great character, by the way. BB is not on anyone's side. She's just leveraging everyone to her own, her own advantage.
Very white Aja.
Let's see. We also see Fisk's marriage is on the rocks. So all the things he did, turmoil he's dealing with, accusations of being union busters leaked by Blake. We have this scene where Vanessa talks about, she says the phrase "people can change," which is like a really important line in this latter half of this episode, because we do see, like, Fisk trying to follow, like, all these mayoral recommendations. His assistants, like, we gotta go through the red tape. I know we don't want to do this, but, like, these are the rules. We have to see what get a survey done, get this, get that. And he's like, okay, let's do that. She's like, but first we gotta do this. Okay, let's do that. And he, like, finally, okay, let's take that step. And we finally see him, like, exercising a modicum of patience. We see Fisk he wanted to murder Daniel so bad, but Daniel's like very like contrite.
Sycophantic.
Oh yeah, he very much, and we can see that plays into exactly. I think that yes, he's a sycophant, but I don't think he thinks he is. I think he's genuinely in love with what Fisk represents, which is super gross. And Fisk, like you can see, there's like a look of concern on the assistant's face when she looks at the guy and looks at Fisk. She's like, "Oh no, like I think this is going to be his protege kind of thing. This is looking bad."
Fisk supporter.
Yeah. So, wow. So along parallel with this, we see Matt Murdock is seeks out Frank Castle. Frank looks in a bad way. Matt Murdock brings up his fanboys. Excuse me, and Frank is like, "Okay, yeah, a bunch of people wearing the stupid Punisher logo. That's not my problem." I mean, it kind of is his problem, and it is the kind of problem that he fixes in his own fun way. Yeah, here, let's put this, because this is exactly Billy Berserker says Fisk and Daredevil are two sides of the same coin. Resorting with force to get what they want, Daredevil just wants to help more people, while Fisk wants to help himself. Fisk believes he's helping.
You know, but part of what this season kind of brings is it makes you kind of wonder if he's really doing it for himself, or if he's doing it for people like him. See what I did there?
Yep. Who does that? Oh man. So
it's very much social current.
It is a lot of current. It's a very current. You know, honestly, this is one of those things. I mean, yes, right now especially, but also like several older times in history. Let's see. So what else? Well, so Frank finally gets Matt to kind of admit that Foggy's death he's not dealt with it, and that all this internal turmoil he's having about not putting on a suit, and is like a big chunk of it is not dealing with Foggy's death and like how important Foggy was and all this stuff. And so at the end of the episode, we see Fisk. So going back to Vanessa's line, people can change. Like, she genuinely believes that they're going to be doing better because they have this conversation. We see Fisk go take a very fancy meal in a secret room that has that white painting that now has a blood spot on it. And there's a person in a cell who's screaming, "Fisk, let me out." It happens to be the Vanessa's affair partner who Fisk had a discussion with, and they came to an agreement. He's imprisoned him. He's just apparently, who knows what he's doing to him.
Yeah,
and at the same time, at the same time, people can change. No, they don't. Matt has found his costumes and is practicing with his Billy Club. Mm-hmm. Just to highlight that. No, I mean, they're not changing. People are being who they are.
Where's Karen?
Karen's not a part of this show.
Yeah.
She was in episode 1 and 2 or something like that. She's the only other thing that happens to people that Matt Murdock knows is they leave town. That happened with who's the nurse? Rosario Dawson's character.
The one that went to Luke Cage.
She went to San Francisco.
Not Luke Cage. Oh, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, her character.
Yeah, a white nurse or no?
She was on all them shows. Luke Cage.
Would that be the worst? You're I need to get out of this town. These people are dangerous. You go to another place and get involved.
Night nurse.
The
night nurse. But her character was also blended with another character, and we see how that worked out.
Yeah.
But we did get a glimpse of another villain named Muse, who drains blood from their victims. For what purpose, we do not know. For show reasons.
But
kind
of. It's insinuated here.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that far into the show. But so Muse, let me tell you a little bit about him.
He's just a regular guy.
Well, his body acts like a vortex that can absorb any kind of sensory information that surrounds him. making him incredibly hard to track, even with Matt Murdock struggling to target him.
Dance around it.
The Muse has superhuman speed that also helps with that. He moves faster than the human eye can track, allowing him to remain out of sight. And he has a level of superhuman strength that is far beyond the average human. And he's very agile and may potentially be able to climb walls similar to Spider-Man. He's able to paint giant murals of various superheroes across the entire facades of building. He is also skilled in hand-to-hand combat and being able to take down even the most skilled soldier or vigilante. So that should be an interesting development in the next few episodes when they face off.
Supposedly, some of those splashes that they do when they're like cutting. Actually, a lot of like BB's interviews, like when they're cutting to like, oh, it's a wall with a mural. Oh, supposedly, a lot of those are Muses already.
No, let me see.
I think there was like a Punisher one that triggered.
So he escaped from prison, and he was inspired by Daredevil's fight of justice. In spite of persecution and kind of supporting vigilantes, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be, and he was also painting Punisher graffiti too.
Yeah,
which is interesting to see how that kind of plays into the whole Punisher cult and whether he's gonna actually get involved and try to stop his imitators or his fanboys or whatever he wants to call them. And for some reason, we don't quite know what happened to him post Defenders to now, because he's like an absolute drunken psycho. Absolute drunken psycho. Well, not necessarily psycho. He's a drunken, ornery man.
He has the vagrant beard. He has the I've been indoors too long, not having to deal with people beard.
Yeah, he gives you I want to be the next Wolverine.
Well, you know what's gonna happen when he goes back to the streets? He's gonna trim that beard. He'll be like, "I'm back on the streets, guys. It's time to start punishing."
Yeah, I thought that the conversation between him and Matt was interesting because you have Matt going back to the scene of the crime to try where Ayala was shot dead point blank in the head. You have him going back there and using his little skills of super senses to find the shell casing that the police claimed that they couldn't find, and it has Punisher's symbol on it, which is why he even went to go and meet with Punisher. How he was able to find him, don't know. Maybe he always knew, whatever. But when he has that confrontation, expecting Punisher to be in a space to do something, Punisher's like, I don't care about what you're talking about. I don't care about what's going on. If you want something to be done, do it yourself, basically, in a sense. And then trying to make him confront the death of Foggy, and it gets a little bit emotional. And the writing was really good for that scene, for sure, hands down. Because you have them both kind of preaching to each other to try and save each other, or in a sense, I guess you could say. So that was I enjoyed that dialogue.
Yeah, and actually it parallels. It's interesting because they're like the good guy conversation is very physically confrontational, and then the bad guy conversation with Fisk and Vanessa is just tense talking.
Yeah, I do like kind of understanding Vanessa's mindset and energy towards what's going on. Kind of getting more insight to that, and even just learning more about her mommy issues, and how even with Fisk not knowing that, when he hears that in therapy, he's kind of like, oh, you never told me that. She's just like, it never came up. It's not something that you just talk about. And so I think that kind of helped them understand, even though that put the therapist on red alert because she was like, she stopped her. She said, "Do you feel safe? Are you okay?"
Yeah.
In this marriage, they were talking a little interestingly without real while in her presence. It was coded, but you could still tell like there was an undertone of violence. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing to kind of accomplish.
Okay, so like I don't know, we probably addressed this previously, but their relationship bothers me because they're like meet, and then they have a dinner, and they have another thing like a couple weeks later maybe, and then all of a sudden they're in love. Like, you guys don't know each other. You guys have seen each other 3 times. Fisk loves her like he loves that painting, and she loves something about his power, and I don't like. They're both weird. They're both upsettingly weird.
I think that they do know each other very well, and I think that they recognize the truth about each other so well that is what kind of drew them to each other. He sees Vanessa for who she is, and she sees him for who.
But he doesn't know her
and what he can provide. I mean, there's certain things that he doesn't know, but he knows more than enough about her from the first couple of seasons that we watched when he first started kind of admiring and watching her. Like we all know that Fisk is an observant person. He takes in information and does what he needs to do with that information. He's a very calculated villain.
Yeah, mastermind. Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, I think for the 4th episode, I think we've got some good pacing. I would like to see a little bit more action. Because I'm just tired of playing around with the will he, won't he, when is he going to.
I hope he doesn't put the suit on at all. This season, no suit.
He already put it on. He put it on in episode 1. So he's gonna.
You're right. He did. Yeah.
He's putting it back on.
He committed a murder.
He wasn't gonna put it on then. He's gonna put it back on in spite of. And that's what all this. I mean, you have to see that that's what all this is leading up to for the first 4 episodes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Confronting what Daredevil means to him in the community, and how he can live both of these lives, and whether or not it's okay to kill, because he's struggling with the kills that he's made. Essentially, he's not necessarily trying to kill people, but he did it twice, like 3 times now. And so it's just kind of like, what do I do with this?
Did he? Because he tried to kill. Who's the bad guy from the first one?
Oh, you know what? He didn't kill him. I forgot.
Because he didn't die, but I think he wanted to. And hey, as a Catholic, it's just as bad. That's just as bad.
That should have killed him.
He had a robot spine. He's okay.
Care. That fall should have killed him, and he should have killed him like Punisher said. But hey, who am I?
Soap operas. It's a soap opera.
Who are me?
Soap opera.
Everybody's going down.
Yeah, I do like. There's a lot of there's just a lot of like really interesting like. Matt is he's a problem starter. Like, he could have just like walked down the hallway. That scene where he's like passes by that cop who's probably up to no good, and he's like, "Hey, like, oh, I thought I heard your voice," and like he's just literally poking the hornet's nest, and the cop kind of like, like pushes him up against the wall. Hey, man, like, hey, maybe I should have you, bring this stuff to the judge, and you'll be disbarred. Or maybe we'll just call some of my more excitable buddies up. And Matt's like, well, maybe you should bring more than you brought last time. It's like, that's not how you de-escalate situations.
Who needs de-escalation? Because the bottom line is, are you really about to sit up here and say you got your ass beat by a blind man and expect people to believe you? That's number one. And even if you do, or rather, even if you don't, and you decide you want to bring some more people to come and get me, sweetie, you better bring a gun. And you better have 5 aim. Your aim better be 5.
Guns are good in the universe. We already went over this.
anyway, you better come with your aim better be fire. Your aim better be true, because I'm a duck and dodge. But yeah, I think overall I'm enjoying the current journey. I do want it to pick up the pace just a little bit. Muse being introduced is an intriguing asset to the series, introducing another villain, and I do hope that we get more of Punisher. We only got 5 episodes to go. Which I think there's still more than enough time to kind of
5 episodes, absolutely. That's plenty.
Yeah, we're not even at the middle of the. Holy cow!
How many episodes?
Tomas said you got one more episode.
Huh?
You got one episode.
Tomas, right? Tomas,
one episode. You're done. You're done.
Oh, I'm done. This is it. I'm out of.
That's crazy. 3 episodes is the rule.
Not interested.
No, you said 4 episodes is the rule, Timon. 4 episodes.
3 episodes has always been the rule. I don't know about no 4.
Okay. Well, you technically didn't give the 3, so
it didn't release for 3 episodes.
This is the 3rd episode.
Oh, okay.
Well, the 3rd and 4th. So, like, we haven't talked about the 3rd.
We didn't talk about the 3rd.
No, I'm just saying. Up until today, we haven't.
Oh, we don't talk about the first 2.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I watched the 3rd episode.
And then he's done.
And then he's done.
Well, that's much more generous than I am. I give 15 minutes and I'm done. If you didn't catch me, I'm done.
Y'all got any questions for the kids?
I think y'all answered everything that we can think of.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, hey.
Yeah.
My question was, where's Karen and make Hell's Kitchen great again? That's all I got.
Not the white Daredevil.
At least what was it? Someone in the first or second episode. At least, I love this guy. At least Fix is interesting. It's like, no, this is the exact opposite of what you want. That's the opposite.
Well, we know the parallel.
It's the same as the. He seems like a politician I could have a beer with. No, I don't want that either. I want my politicians so elevated from me, like way up here where I can't even.
I don't want that.
No, I want them to be smarter than me. I want all my politicians to be smarter than me.
Smart enough, smarter, sure. I mean, but at the same time, I still would prefer my politicians to be grounded with real people in the real world, and not focused on just one set of the 1%.
Since we're making wish lists, I would like ones that are involved in education stuff to have education experience. The ones that are involved in science stuff to have science experience. Hey,
yeah, I want people who. Anyway, we won't get political,
or at least know to ask.
Moving on.
At least know to ask people.
Well, in this episode of Wheel of Time.
What?
Wheel of Time. I'll say it again.
All right. Well, next up.
So this episode, and I literally just watched this before tonight's episode. No, but like it's so now it's like fresh, but like there was a lot of stuff happening, or a lot of things that kind of like you could be confused about. So
yeah, so let's talk about this for like 10 minutes and get out of here. So this episode was really good. It's probably the best one of this season, in my opinion. It was an exposition dump, which normally sounds crazy and nobody likes that, but they did a really, really good job of breaking down the history of this world they're building. And I was so proud of them. The name of this episode is The Road to the Spear. And The Road to the Spear is about Rand, and I'm laughing because I wrote down Lorraine, but her name is Lorraine.
Lorraine, yeah.
So Bran and Lorraine, I'm going to rename them. Bran and Lorraine go on a journey, and they go to this cool place and they meet what are these people called?
The wise ones.
people, the IL people, and they're like these mystics, and they have this city of clouds, and in the city of clouds, it does two different things, one for males and one for women, which is, this world is all about that. Obviously, it's just all about.
Yeah.
And so for men, if you go there, you get to all these white glass poles come up, and it sort of guides you on your ancestral past, so you get to go through your past lives. Now, for the women, there's 3 circles that will show you a million possibilities of the future. So Lorraine is going through that, while Brand is going through each of his ancestors, only the ones that are important, and tell a piece of the story that we didn't know. That's, I'm sure we're going to get more of, but we find out, we go back to his mother. He was his father at one point, and then he jumps back to being a servant of the Aes Sedai, and that's where we meet Lanfear in her real form, who she really was, and her real name. He served her. And we saw in Lorraine's side, we saw different possibilities where her and Bran was lovers. They were friends. And then the most intriguing one was where her and Lanfear, so many possibilities, she was getting killed. She was killing
all the ways she could die.
was killing her. Like,
Rand got to see all the different ways that he could wear his facial hair, and then Moraine got to see all the ways she could die.
That's absolutely correct what happened. And honestly, I thought his character, the actor, was limited in his range, but he did a good job as being these different people, using these different languages. It was so good. I was really proud of him. And I love a good prophecy. And so they say if a man comes out of there, you always get like, they're going to just wait until it's done with the season.
I think that's a valid thought, honestly.
Not bad. I mean,
no.
This episode, the first episodes were good, but this episode slowed down a little bit, and this show works best when it's focusing. And they were focusing only on Brand and Lorraine, and it was so good.
These names are wearing me though.
I mean, it's close enough for you to get it. So, Brand and Lorraine, this episode was so good. We saw something that we've never. It maybe we've seen it in the first season, but the wheel broke. And it was this portal in the wall, and there was this huge portal in the world, and I was like, oh my God, that's so good. But the huge takeaways is there's a prophecy about if a man goes into the city of clouds and they come out with 2 dragon tattoos, and there's something really special. And of course, Rand comes out and he has the 2 tattoos.
Right.
Lorraine, however, in her journey, she was shook when she came out. She was real shook. And cinematically, it was beautiful because she was like falling endlessly the whole time. The whole time. Like Patti LuPone in what's that show we watched?
WandaVision.
Oh,
no. I get all along.
Tomato potato. Yeah, the same thing.
This is where the names are coming from, tomato potato.
Exactly. And so it was just really rich. The episode was great. The performances were really, 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 really good. And I'm trying to think of some things that stood out from the past, because it was all context and exposition that they were dropping with us through Bran and his journey through the past lives, which was such a cool way to do. And a lot of time, And a lot of times when it's done in shows, it just feels like a whole bunch of knowledge being dropped in your lap. But this was so engaging, and
good.
Yeah, it was good.
I can't wait to watch then. I can't wait to watch that. I wish I would have watched it now, because I would have loved to unpack some of those things. And it sounds like
so you guys.
It sounds like
we were already on StreamYard while I was like finishing up maybe the second half of the episode, and like all the faces that I was making, like
exactly.
Like, there was a lot going on, but it was all very well written, very engaging, and I'm gonna have to watch it again because it's definitely worth a watch again.
You need to watch it again. I need to watch it again because I know I missed stuff.
But I appreciate the fact that it focused on Rand and Moraine as opposed to the entire crew.
That's where it's strongest, when it focuses. Like, think about last season when we got to focus on Naveen, when she went through the thing. That episode for her trial, and then those episodes with the other girl, I can't think of her name, the one who in love with Bran. Egwene, when she was going through her whole being a slave, her storyline, and that when they focused on those, the show was so good. Yeah. And unfortunately, when they all come together, it feels like a cluster. Like these first 2 episodes felt like they just kept piling subplot, and then until it was going to break. And so this episode felt like, let's pause, let's focus, and I hope they continue to do that.
I think that's probably the issue with the idea of like this group of friends all potentially have been the Dragon Reborn. So like you have to get all these different perspectives before you get to the story, to the reveal, to the story, and to the reveal. And now that we know who the Dragon Reborn is, and it's official now, approved. So like we can take some step backs from certain people and focus on.
We can start killing people. We can start putting people where they need to be. Put them girls in a white tower. We will see y'all later. Let's focus.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's kind of what I was asking for last week. Is a little bit more focus and direction, because but maybe that was the point of the first 3 episodes, like you were mentioning, subplot on subplot on subplot. It's like, now go, and then we'll focus on those subplots.
Drag it along, just like Game of Thrones. It's just like Game of Thrones did.
Now so I would say like so I have not read the books, and the thing with the books is there's so much content with the books.
For sure.
Like I don't think I can not necessarily disregard book fans' feelings about this, but I have to take into account that I do not have the time or the background of what's already in the books, which is already a plethora of things, and just kind of go with the storytelling that's happening now. And then eventually I'll come to the books. But it makes me sad to see some fans say like whether they don't like because of the comparison with the books. And I understand that as, you know, a book lover and things that books turn into media, whatever. But I have to keep in mind of where my base knowledge is on this and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
and the storytelling and the world building and the things that I can definitely enjoy in those things.
You're never going to get a 1-for-1.
No,
you can't. You're doing a movie going between different mediums. And so you have to understand that to begin with. They're trying to tell us the best story based off all the written things that we have that they can. And that's hard to do.
And with how media is today, you definitely can't, because if this was a regular TV, like a old school pre-2000 and
22 episode,
right, 22 episode
show, we got it. Yeah,
you know what? There'd be very little excuse to not explore some things, and with shows that could probably last this could last several seasons, but when you're trying to make sure you can make it to the next season with 8 episodes. So Ricky, I'm not sure what else you can do, honestly.
The books are between 10 and 12,000 pages, all told. No.
Right. There's 14 of them.
If you're listening to the audiobook, 19 days, 5 hours, 25 minutes. You can't.
That's what I normally do on a normal book. Okay, so like going straight through for 19 days, absolutely not.
This is literally a saga. Like it's humongous. There's so much content. And like the way that you could be so much more detailed in a book, in literature, it doesn't necessarily, it can't translate well into individual media.
I mean, there's also literally just things you cannot.
You listen to that book throughout the
and
year.
a TV show, between a book and TV show.
No, I already know I'm gonna fall asleep.
Absolutely,
and fall asleep, and I'm gonna be upset because I'm gonna be like, I have to go back like 10 chapters to figure out where I was.
But imagine it's your job to create a pilot and you have all these audio files to get through so you can make this. This is a lot. That
you
is man.
You already got to be a fan of the work to even want to do it.
You have to be a fan of this to be able to work on this, because Wikipedia links is not going to cut it.
The fan wiki is not going to do it for you to do it for you. I'm sorry.
And that's with anything that we love. X-Men. Whatever else we watch, you have to make sure that you're a fan of that thing to write it and honestly to perform it. but that's another conversation.
You know, guys, I hope that one day when my books gets butchered into a bad television show, I hope and pray it happens.
Yeah,
I'll take the money.
Well, who knows? We may not even have books anymore. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, but actually graphic novels that you know, coming out soon in April.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is it time for a commercial?
No, I'm giving them a chance to plug.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you had the
man.
Commercial.
Come on.
I thought you had the commercial queued up and ready to go.
No, because that's on a different thing, and I don't have
on a different thing.
Yeah.
Coming soon, a book from me will be out. That's all I got for you.
Oh my God!
You don't have a title yet,
baby. The title's been written, stamped,
right? If you go back to like, if you go back 2 seasons, now season 2, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, the saga.
It's here.
It's here, and we are excited about it. More to come.
And I'm still waiting for my copy of the first one. But
okay, sure, I'll sign it.
Please. Look, I don't get paid until the end of the month. Till the end of the month, I'll buy that first copy.
Okay.
So, was there anything about the episodes you guys didn't like?
No.
No notes.
I have no notes. I mean, no, I didn't wonder where the other people were because I didn't care because we were getting so good. Once you see Rand's performance, you're gonna be like, why don't you do other stuff in this?
Because they don't give him a chance with all the facial hairs.
No, he killed it. Like he was literally transforming.
I'm so serious though. Like I'm so serious though. There's like he's literally playing all of his like the actor is playing all the ancestors of Rand, and so you got like another young version of him, and he looks like actually much younger, and then him and his little short haircut. Different forms of facial hair. He's got
prosthetics.
Yes, just like he looks. There's an older version of him.
When he played his dad, that was a good one.
Playing his dad, and like
when I can't say that, but yeah, the dad one is a good one.
Yes,
it's sort of like it would be trippy if that was me. Like,
right, like there's some range there, and like those are all like you can see him in these different formats, and then you see Moran and like falling and getting slit.
She's literally falling, and the scenes cut to her either having sex with Bran, and she's falling, and the scene cuts her getting her throat slashed. She's falling, and someone's using a weave and killing her. The thing's falling. What we do know that there's possibilities, but the most common possibility is she's dead.
She's gonna die.
And so that's that's her challenge. That's her challenge.
And like all these
control but also versus what's happening.
And even like with Rand, like yes, you see parts of his like his history and his ancestors, but like the possibilities of his relationship with Moran, and not necessarily romantic, but like similar to
Slayer and Watcher.
Yeah, Aes Sedai and your Ward, like
all those that's things. What they look like they become.
Yeah. Yes, it's like those combinations of that, and like and him being involved with Aja in some form or fashion. So like there's so many possibilities of what that could look like and what it has been prior to that.
And they literally do full circle with a character from the past who's actually still in the present, and how Bran it's just so good. This cloud they call it a psychic crucible, what they go through. Like that's how bad it is. I assume physically it is bad and mentally, and you will get to see a lot of it. But just from like the historical context and the world building alone, this was great.
Okay. Yeah. But if you could pick one thing from the episode that you love the most,
I would say, prior to them seeing all the different. No, the one where you finally figure out, find out why the prophecy of Rand, the wise with this old lady, and she's like, your people. I know. The people are, what do they call them? The Aiel, but they call like Rand's like ancestors a specific thing.
Oh, they're called
not the betrayers, but like the
destroyer or
Like they break away from the path of the other IL. Like they are also IL, but this sect break away and do something that they do. And he's like, and she tells him basically the prophecy of Rand and why he's the Dragon Reborn, and how he will basically this is of your blood, but he's not gonna be raised by your blood, and he's going to do all these things eventually. I like that I think that whole cinematography was beautiful.
I love a good prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And mine was seeing the range of this actor. And his abilities, because doing languages, I mean, if you have an affinity for it, for sure, but he literally was in there with those languages. He didn't feel bad or anything. He was good.
Because Rand himself was pissing me off, honestly.
For sure. But he did some I'm rooting for him as the hero now of this show, because he really showed leadership and strength in this episode, especially if we just step back and think about what he's actually enduring. It was really nice, and I wonder which group we're going to get to next.
Well, and honestly, I think my biggest issue, and as someone that's not the book reader, a fan of the books, because I haven't read them, is the fact that Rand is the Dragon Reborn in a world where it's such a very much matriarchal, feminine, heavy society. And I think it's definitely one of the reasons why he annoys me so much. It is. I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that, and this is not me not knowing anything, but Rand being the Dragon Reborn, as opposed to Egwene and what's her face,
the one who can't do no magic.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Honestly,
yeah, it's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. Yes, it's frustrating when you have this whole world of women heavy, powerful women. And right now the women are infighting, and I hate it.
They're always infighting. That's a huge thing.
Infighting. I hate it.
But it's a cool juxtaposition from always seeing the men doing that kind of stuff. And they're fighting over the woman chosen one. And really this time it's the man chosen one. And the world is really for women. And they are after him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that I don't mind that as much. I mean, when you think of the lore and how males were kind of cut off from the power, or
okay, yeah, remember that when you're watching it.
Okay, sort of how men were cut off from the power, and then we don't quite know exactly what brought that moment about to
someone where they no longer in the damn pool. That's what it was.
You know what happened?
Someone that damn pool.
They can't turn. They turned up too much. Yeah, I'm sure it was something like that.
But then the fact that even for them to actually practice, it turns them mad to the point like it's not the fact of if you can, it's the fact of if you do. Yeah, if you do, what will happen to you is one, we coming for you, or two, you're gonna go mad and we still coming for you.
Yep, because they tainted the one powerful man, which is rude. I guess it's rude. However, maybe that's what we need to do in our country. Because y'all channeling real nasty work these seasons.
We're not getting political.
Everything we say tonight has been political. Are you kidding me?
And that is fantasy.
That is fantasy.
Totally
fantasy
fiction.
is very political.
It sure is.
And
Daredevil.
That's also my gripe with but some fantasy fans. And maybe because I needed to not be involved in the Vampire Diaries Facebook groups, for the idea of it's just fantasy. It's just fantasy is based in real life.
Life imitates art.
Right.
Imitates life.
It should.
They're all parables. There's morals involved. There's a secret. There's a hidden meaning for different things, and you're supposed to learn something from it. It is not just because these things are mystical and unbelievable that rules don't apply to them at all.
Yeah,
you're supposed to take. because they're created by real people.
Yeah.
But
So
you know
take
what kind of
that
blows my
and
mind?
apply.
When you
Yes.
when you think about that, like these things were written in that way to put it into a different perspective for you to receive it better because your brain is just so stubborn to actually think about real people that fantasy has to play a role in how you view being ethical, being just humane, just at its core, just to be humane and a person of the people. Like it's
because
insane.
if you have to think of it from a realistic lens, then you have to question yourself, and no one wants to question yourself, which is why like folks that are all about the villains in some of our favorite shows and books, and they don't want to have to they don't feel like they want to be able to justify what these characters do and not feel bad about liking these characters. I want to be like, get over it. Like, you can like the character, but you have to understand like there's a foundation for these characters that are based in real world things.
What do you mean Homelander's the bad guy? What do you mean Homelander's the bad
Oh,
guy?
don't get me
I
started.
love the bad guy.
You can love the bad guy, but like you're also recognizing like what
Do you
like
really
the
like
purposes
Homelander
they're
though?
serving.
Do you really like Homelander though?
Homelander, oh, that's one example. But he's fun. He's fun, but like fantasy, that's what fantasy is for, to also let you explore those sides of yourself that you know you shouldn't explore, but now you can read about them and things of that nature. And it's to teach you morality.
I think
why talk to a burning bush, you know?
But I think
But it's
completely ignoring it. I think my problem is the complete ignoring those things because you want to fully enjoy and be and like fully involved in those things that you enjoy. I get that. I understand because it is fantasy. You want to be like able to enjoy it and like get away from the reality of things, but they are based in some form of reality because they're made by real people.
And so if you can't read something and realize the parallel on a grand scheme,
or at least be critical
and acknowledge that an injustice is an injustice and a wrong is a wrong. Like, come on. Like if you can be on the side of right in the book that you are reading, but you can't be on the side of right in real life, and it's a willful, intentional act of ignorance, that is baffling to me. But anywho.
No, so
even though we
let me say, I think that it's interesting when we like people read a thing. Like for some people, they read it and they're like, read something or engage with a piece of media or whatever, and they're like, I'm engaging with it only this way,
surface,
no other way. And that's like, it's okay to be like, okay, I'm gonna read. Like, there's sometimes I read a thing, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read this to study it, and I'm gonna read it differently than if I'm reading it to like just enjoy a thing, or if I'm reading it to engage with it as like whatever philosophy or political thing is discussing. And you can choose to be like, okay, today I'm going to read this just as a fun thing, but you know what, maybe I'm going to realize, oh, maybe Animal Farm isn't just about animals, pigs discovering that, putting themselves on top of the food. Maybe it's not just animals like engaging with this farm in a way. Maybe there is like some political commentary. It's 100%, 1,000% of political commentary.
Wizard of Oz,
1984. Like I read 1984 and Animal Farm back to back, and that was a mistake because I was really mad for like 2 or 3 months. This is in high school.
Oh well, yeah.
When you have time.
How much time do you have?
That's how I felt about Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Like this. Not mad, but very much drained.
Yeah.
But see, my problem is when it comes to that, even if I'm able to just enjoy something for the art that it is, because of what I know and how I view the world, I can easily recognize and acknowledge the tones and the commentary that is being presented. And I think there's a difference between being able to acknowledge that and still enjoy it versus willfully not acknowledging that, remaining ignorant, and then just being like, "Oh, I'm such a huge fan," and "Oh, it's amazing." You can't be a huge fan if you don't see it for.
But
Oh, you know what?
And part of that is like part of it being the art that it is that that's part of the art. For those fans, for a lot of those fans, they're ignoring that part of the art completely.
It's not possible.
On TikTok, and they were like, "How can you be a racist if you enjoy X-Men, Star Wars, or Star Trek? when all those programs or literature, whatever you want to call it, are all about embracing diversity.
Very easy.
This is on TikTok. Maybe I don't know if I can find it again, but I was like,
why are they making Star Wars so political all of a sudden?
But you know why? You know
why
I think that is though. You know why I think that is though. I think that it's a phenomenon where those people are able to put themselves in place of the ones that are right.
Self-inserts.
Or they put themselves in place of those that are oppressed based off of their lived experience, their perception of oppression, if that makes sense.
That's like sure.
And so they're able to. So that's why they're able to love those things, because they're like, well, no, it's not. It doesn't represent you. It represents me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it represents me. But you have an experience.
Yes,
you have an experience.
Also you're Cyclops.
Right, but you haven't experienced an ounce of adversity that you think you've experienced.
That's like real, like that's like what's her name? Katniss from Hunger Games. Y'all are not District 12. I'm sorry to blame it to you. So say it to y'all. Y'all aren't the District 12 that y'all think you're.
And you don't.
Y'all are actually the capital.
And you know
at best, you might be District 1, 2, or 3.
But even though we forgot to pay a second bill tonight with another commercial break, that's okay, because what we did was accomplish what we set out to do, and we have completed the double feature review of Daredevil and Wheel of Time.
So someone's type in.
It's better than the last double feature we did.
Yeah, the last double feature was ME Mess.
You know what?
Yeah, yes, right.
It's okay. That
was the best double feature.
Great episode. Terrible movies.
Yep.
Right. Do we have any final thoughts before we close out, Lucio?
Sure. That it's dinner time and I'm hungry. And I slept 2 hours last night. That's my thoughts for the day.
Man, well, let's go ahead and keep it moving. Ricky, any final?
I will see you not next week, but the week after, because I'm gonna be on spring break on a cruise. So deuces.
Enjoy drinking,
and I'll catch up. I will catch up on all the things maybe when I get back.
Okay, heard, acknowledged. Tamon.
Watch Daredevil. If you're not watching it, it's a great show. You need to get on there, watch it, tune in on Disney. It comes on every week. I don't know the day, but when I get to watch it, I love it. So make sure you guys tune in. Daredevil, Disney Plus right now, and see us next week when we unpack these shows all over again.
Ditto for Wheel of Time. Watch Wheel of Time, guys.
Oh yeah, and also watch the Wheel of Time.
Start at the beginning and get some minutes into it.
Also, at some point tomorrow, probably sometime tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be watching Gothica in preparation for Wednesday's episode of Scream Queens. So I may or may not be live tweeting that shit while I'm watching it.
You definitely should. Yeah. And you should let us know when you start watching it, and I will tag along.
Okay, cool. Because for some reason, Twitch will not let you do watch parties anymore, which is super sad.
Racism.
I hate it. So I can't do it on the Twitch like I was planning to. So, but I will be live tweeting my Gothic.
What about Facebook Watch?
What about StreamYard?
No, because it depends on where I'm doing it. I probably could do it on StreamYard. And then put it on Twitch, because YouTube will copyright the hell out of us for that.
Oh, what a weird.
It is. It will. So like Twitch is easy, mainly because it's the copyright issue stuff, and Twitch might let us slide because if I'm watching it via Amazon Prime, it might be okay.
Got it. Okay, well, whatever works, whatever works. So make sure y'all follow Ricky on all of her socials, so you can see those live tweets, live messages of her Gothica experience, and participate if you would like to join her in the rest of the game. Should we also be available when she's ready to watch it?
I think I'm gonna do it at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow.
Okay,
that's cute.
Yeah. All right. So if y'all got time, tune in, chime in, be live with Ricky. In the meantime, until next week, I am your boy Cadence. You can find me on X or Twitter at Cadence Third World. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Cadence Nova Kane.
I'm at LucyMan or at LucyMan79 on a bunch of stuff. Sure, come find me.
I'm Taman Kane. You can find me here.
I'm Ricky Z. You can find me at Ricky Z _social or Ricky's _Z TV on TikTok.
And once again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, notify, push all the buttons because they're all important and all buttons matter.
No.
Until they don't.
Until they don't.
Thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope to see you next week. And we are
Geekin
out.
Pew, 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 pew.
Bye, guys.
Take care, everybody.